Hey, my lovely audience, Velociraptor247 here, and it's time for the drum roll, please, answers video. So, let's answer some questions. First question comes from Mr. Old, and he asks, do I like apples? Yes, I do like apples. I like them when you can pick them right off the tree and then just take a big bite out of them. That's when I like eating apples. Plus, the place I do get apples from, they make these homemade donuts that are just absolutely to die for good. And if you haven't eaten an apple and then eaten a really good donut, you have to try it. It sounds really weird, but it's good. Just trust me. Next question is from Mr. Fatboy510, and he asks, how's it going? It's going pretty well, bro. I don't really have any problems I can complain about. No, it's not bad. Nothing like super good, but nothing super bad. Definitely think 100 subscribers is really nice. So yeah, I think it's going well. Channel's still growing. It's nice. Next question is from Mr. KZ, and he asks, congrats equals D. My question is, if you ever tried to play on 2 Fort or any capture the flag game, if so, did you enjoy and why, and if not, also why, XD. I have played pretty extensively on 2 Fort, and also on Double Cross and Turbine, which are capture the flag maps too. And I used to like it. When I was new to the game, I used to like it a lot, but now I don't, because it's just now I realize it's really just not how the game was meant to be played. It's just I guess a better way to say it is which team can out asshole the other. If you can be a bigger dick to the other team by turtling more, putting more teleporters in annoying ass spots and that sort of thing. That's how you win capture the flag. And I just didn't like it. After a while I just got tired of it. It gets pretty repetitive and boring, honestly. At least with other game modes. And I've recently become a bigger fan of Hydro. I really want to play some more Hydro, because that map is so underplayed. It was included with the game, but nobody ever plays it. It's a brilliant map. If you don't know what it is, TC Hydro. It's a great map. I definitely think that if I do play a game with all of you guys, it should be on Hydro, because Hydro is just fun as hell. Anyway, next question. Let's see, what is the next question? Sorry about that. Next question, what kind of music do you usually listen to? Will you add me on Steam? From Mr. Biggleswortho. To your second question, sure, add Roxas247. ROXAS247. There's no spaces. Burps. Lots of burps. And for the first question, what kind of music do I usually listen to? I like hard rock, heavy metal, classic rock. I'm a rock person. I do dig a lot of stuff that I'm sure a lot of people consider to be ear-grating. Like, I do like some screaming death metal. I don't call it screamo, because screamo is what I call all the bad death metal. Because there is some bad... Yes, not all death metal is bad to me, but there is some that's just crap. Like, if the guitar riffs have to be good. If they're sloppy and lazy, then I hate the music, for the most part. I listen usually more to the music than I really do the lyrics, for the most part. Which is probably why I like that sort of music. And I do know I'm missing quite a bit by not listening to the lyrics, which is why I've started trying to, not for the most part again. I've been trying to listen to it a bit more, but I don't really like a lot of modern music, like a lot of pop and rap. I just can't listen to. I don't like it. It's just the way I am. I'm not going to say it's bad or crappy. I don't really like the idea of auto-tune. I will say that. And yeah, that's about all I have to say. Do I consider myself different and woed because I don't like mainstream music? No. It's just different, and that's what I like. So I guess I'm just different. And that's all I really have to say about it. Next question. How do you feel about the recent graphics trump gameplay trend in gaming, or do you even think it exists? As a corollary, do you like retro games? And this is by Oathblivion. I do think that trend existed for a while, but I do think it's starting to die down. For example, Crysis was probably the peak of graphics trump gameplay, but I do have to say Crysis the game. No, Crysis had pretty good gameplay. It was a fun game, and its graphics were heralded at the time to be some of the best, which was true, except that no rig could really run it at the best settings, at least no one I knew could. In fact, no one I really knew had the game. I was probably the only person I knew who had that game, Crisis. But it was still really fun. And, well, the only people who would tell you that graphics really mean a better game are the Call of Duty fanboys, and I could get into a whole spiel about Call of Duty. Before I do, Call of Duty 4 is the best in the series. It is unmatched because it actually had a story for once, and it introduced the whole perks and class-based thing in class-based Call of Duty. All the other games, at least World at War, just imitated it. Modern Warfare 2 tried to improve upon it, which it did slightly, but it also had its own share of problems. And Black Ops is, again, just copying it and introducing its own, I guess, sort of new system, but still, Call of Duty 4, best. Next question is, what is my favorite Team Fortress 2 weapon and or hat from Magic Beasthide? My favorite Team Fortress 2 weapon is the Spy Knife. Simply because I can't play Spy without the knife, can I? And it's just, the mechanic behind the knife and Spy itself, I love it. I definitely think Valve did it really well. Though the hitboxes do screw me over quite a bit. Because they always seem to glitch out the second you really need them not to. But I'm not really blaming the game. My own personal failure is a lot of the time what gets me killed. Anyway, my favorite hat is a tough choice between the Modest Pile of hat and the Nano Balaclava. Because the Nano Balaclava is just a badass spy hat, and the why did I say magic? The Modest Pile of hat is just a really badass all-class hat. I really wish I had one. Anyway, next question. This is from Stalingrad, and he says, congratulations on the 100 subscriber milestone. What kind of music do I like? And I already answered that for the most part, but I now notice I did leave out mentioning any bands I like. So, I like Metallica, I like Avenged Sevenfold, I like, and by the way, for anybody who does like Metallica, I like all of their stuff. I'm not just saying 80s Metallica, 90s recent, I like all of it. I like Devil Driver, I like Killswitch Engage, I like a lot of different heavy metal. I have like a sampler platter on it. I don't know. I just have a certain riff style that I really like, and I can't even put my finger on what it is exactly. I just really like it. It's nice. So, yeah, that's about it. I could, once I think of more bands I like, I could maybe put a list of them in the video description at one point, or something. I don't know. I just had to look at my iTunes library, because for whatever reason, it's sort of slipping my mind. I don't know why, I have a really slippery memory at times. So thanks for the question. I am glad I got 2 of those, because I do really like answering that when people ask me. Next question is from Zeta Slowpoke, and he says, congrats on the subs, man. Thank you. I have a question. Can I co-commentate with you? I've been working on getting some Team Fortress 2 videos up myself, but it'd be nice to have someone to start out with. You seem like a bro, so yeah, man, equals F. Oh yeah, we could definitely do a dual commentary. Maybe even a tri-commentary, because I do have a couple friends I like to play the game with. So yeah, they can make cameos. They don't make videos, but it's still very amusing usually to hear us chatter about the game. But yeah, you could definitely do a dual commentary, or a tri-commentary, or whatever it is we're going to do. Just add me on Steam, add me on Skype, do something like that, and we'll set up a game and we'll play. Next question. I have 2 questions for you about Team Fortress 2. What is your question about Team Fortress 2 going free to play, and what do you think about hats and miscellaneous items? Well, my opinion on Team Fortress 2 going free to play is that I think Valve wanted more players to test what they're adding to the game. Because the whole idea is, I think one of them said this about it. It was either Robin Walker or Gabe N. And they said that they use the game as sort of a test bed to try out all these different game mechanics and weapons and things, and just experiment with the fan base sort of as the guinea pigs. And they made it free to play so they could get more guinea pigs. That's what I think. So that way a lot more people would play the game, and a lot more people would talk about their feedback to the game. That's what I think they did it for. And plus, because it's a popular game, it's 4 years old, I think they just thought, well, I guess it makes us look really good if we make it go free to play. So maybe there was some press involved. I'm not so sure about that one, though. my first theory I would back. I would say that's at least partially correct. And what do I think about hats and miscellaneous items? I think it was a successful, I might add, attempt by Valve to modernize a game that was made before the time of character customization. Team Fortress 2 came out in 2007, and then I don't think there were many games that allowed you to customize your character. So when they included hats and when they made the whole miscellaneous items and all this description tags, name tags, strange weapons, all these things, they're just making the game gradually more modern by allowing you to customize your character. They allow you to play the way you want and they allow you to look the way you want, which is something that the original game did not have. So I do think that was a pretty good move, and it really made the game more appealing to gamers like me who, when they first stumbled upon the game or when they recently came back to it, it felt sort of weird. But yeah, that's what I think about it. I'm all for it, more hats and miscellaneous items. Though I do hear some people saying that loading the model files for all the hats slows the game down or something like that. I'm not sure how much of that is true, but I don't know. I don't see much of a problem with having hats and things like that. So the next question comes from, or that question was from Mr. Super Waluigi, who is probably Mr. Dr. Professor Super Waluigi to you. Anyway, the next question comes from TheCaveman005, and he says, "Hey, I got 2 questions for you, equals D. Can you post a video on how to record gameplay and commentary, and can you record a face cam?" To your first question, yeah, I can record a video detailing how to get gameplay and how to get commentary, because it's really not rocket science. Once you know the commands and once you know what to do, it's just pretty simple. So yeah, I can do that. What I can't do is tell you how to edit the videos, because that depends on editing software, and the one I have is probably a lot of you probably don't have, so you really got to get used to your own editing style, because I can't really help you with that. And it's just, yeah, there's not much I can do, other than unless you have the exact same program I have. But even that would be very difficult to record. Moving on to the next question, can I record a face cam? I'm not so sure, because if there's one thing I've really noticed about gaming channels that really bugs me, it's that sometimes they make it more about the director and less about the games and less about the gameplay and less about having fun and having a good hobby and entertaining his audience, and it becomes more about him and making money and that sort of thing. And it seems like the first route on that path is to start having yourself in all of your videos rather than just your voice commentating. So I'm not exactly sure. I mean, maybe sometime in the future, but I don't know. I'm kind of iffy about the whole idea of it. Anyway, the next question comes from Avenged Sevenfold Fan Forevers, good band, and he says, what does that red bar? Wait, what am I reading? I need a vacation. I'm snapping now. Doesn't that red bar saying you are now attacking get annoying or in the way? It's funny you ask, because that red bar that says that does not actually appear when I'm playing the game. It's a glitch with the demo recorder that when I record a demo and then play it back to myself, it displays that annoying thing that says you are attacking. Why? I have no idea why it does that. It's just some kind of glitch. I hope they take it out sometime, but it does not actually appear when I'm playing the game. It only happens when I play it back to myself, which is just frustrating. Next question. How old are you and how long have you been playing Team Fortress 2? By Dylan Master of World. I have been playing Team Fortress 2 since the only updates were the Scout, Pyro, and Heavy update. And then I kind of stopped playing for about a year and a half. Then I came back, and that's when I really decided that I wanted to try being a good spy rather than trying all the other classes. Because up to that point, I really didn't have a favorite class. I was just playing the game sort of like a gray in-betweener. I didn't really know what I was doing. I was a noob back then. And how old am I? You could probably guess. On your second or third guess, or maybe even your first, you'd probably get it right. I'm not trying to sound like a dick for not answering the question, but it's just take a guess. I mean, you'll be right. I'm saying this in completely good humor. Next question comes from Operation Anime 262, and he asks, can you do a Team Fortress 2 shoutcast? Sure, I'll just need to prepare for it a bit more than a normal gameplay. And I'm not sure if I could include any funny editing since it's a shoutcast and it has to look more like a sports game than it really does like I'm trying to make this video more amusing than it actually is. And he also asks, also, what's your favorite hobby? My favorite hobby is probably... I don't know. I think it might be it. Making videos and playing games. I'm not sure. I don't have a lot of hobbies. I don't have much of a life. And this is a very fun hobby. I'm glad I started doing it. I don't know. I'd have to get back to you on that one. Maybe once I actually have a hobby, I'll tell you. Next question comes from That Ginja Ninja, and he asks, will you do any series such as Let's Plays and maybe something about improving at TF2? I could do Let's Plays, but the thing is, people would have to watch them. I don't want to record a video that only like a third of my subscribers are going to watch. And yeah, it's just, I'd have to make sure that people actually watch them. So if there's an overwhelming number of people that want to see something, of course I'd do that. But for the time being, I'll stick to standbys like Team Fortress 2. And the last set of questions comes from the Halo Killers, and he asks, what is your favorite game? Exclamation point, exclamation point, exclamation point, exclamation point, question mark, question mark, question mark, question mark. My favorite game ever has to be Kingdom Hearts. That game got me into video games. I'm sure a lot of people are going to say that game was so bad, it was boring and flawed, blah, blah, blah. I still love it to death. It's just, I do. And are you a girl? Let me check. It does not look like it, but I might have to look it up. And that is the last question. So, I will be seeing you all later. I'm sorry that I ran out of gameplay, but I didn't, yeah, I knew I didn't record enough. I think I'll just overlay something over this, some more gameplay that I'll get later. So that way, this will be all incorrect, and Jedi Mind Trick, you didn't see anything. But stay tuned, more gameplay will be coming up once I stop feeling so lazy. I'll see you later, guys.